Educating, informing, serving. Fact TV, keeping government honest.
Being 6:30, we'll start the meeting of the Westminster Select Board, May 11th, 2022. Any adjustments to the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to acceptance of minutes, April 27th, 2022.
I'll move the minutes as printed.
Do we have a second? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes for April 27th, 2022. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion passed. Communications and public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on at this time to unfinished business. List of appointments. I asked Kelly to have this. It wasn't all marked up. It's the only one I had that was marked up, just to show us what was still missing. Cemetery Assistant Commissioner, we're still missing one for that. Town Health Officer, Town Service Officer, and Wyndham Regional Planning Commissioners. I don't know if anybody had anything to offer for that at this time.
Are we able to post those on our webpage, when we get the webpage up and running?
We can.
So people go on our webpage, they can see here's open, we're looking for anything from the.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Seeing nothing more on that. Move on to Hartley Hill update. I had emailed Fletcher and Larry, just he hadn't heard anything, trying to see if there was anything new. As you can see by the paperwork, Fletcher had done the dedication clause and is working on the surveying. Which, other than that, we're still waiting on that. All I had on that. 121 bridge update. I was hoping Chuck was going to be here, but he talked to Renaud Brothers last week. It looks like it's a 90-day closure starting sometime in June. They are going to try to do as much as they can without fully closing it. So the full closure is a minimal time. But, as far as he knew, they were on schedule. And that is all I have on that.
Do the people that are doing 91 know that we're going to be building that bridge?
Yes.
So they do?
Yep. Moving on to
This other bridge, this part of it?
this is yes, I believe it's what we spent to date out of the bridge fund, but we were told last time we had the money to cover that match. So,
Which is like 100,000, so I don't know how to read this, I've never seen it, so when they say batch 199-202, get any idea what that means?
It's just when the person put it into the tax table, just gives it a batch number, and all this is showing what the debit was.
So
This report is showing what you actually spent this year.
I'm gonna say, so I could go look, batch up 217, find out what the road was. $5,000.
Yes, it would be that invoice.
And is this a bridge fund so to go to other bridges? This is not specifically for the bridge in Gateway. It's just, yeah, okay, that, I was just, thought so, I was just asking that question.
Yeah, so that's all that was on that.
Is there a time frame? We don't know. They're not gonna start it in July. Remember, we gotta take percentages up. Question is, does it come out, does any of it come out of this year, or does it all come after the July 1st?
That I don't know. I would assume all after when it was completed, but I don't know that.
Sometimes they make you pay as they go along. That's one of them.
But with the bridge fund, you can keep going into it. That doesn't stop.
It's not on the
July- As
fiscal
of
year.
July 1, it's not on a fiscal
Right.
year.
I didn't know when we were gonna be getting a bill that we take some of that money out, but we don't have a balance to it right now, but last I knew it was only, for us to have enough money, we gotta move money into it. You see what I'm saying? Right now, last I knew it was like 50 or 60,000, whatever it was. So as long as we don't have to put anything into it until,
Yeah.
thanks.
Anything else on 121 bridge update? I don't think Chuck had a whole lot more information than that.
We're gonna post it on our website, about how long it's gonna be closed too, so they can go to our webpage and say,
We
you know, it's
can,
gonna be closed a minimum of this, so people know how to plan around it.
Yep.
Will they put, you know how they have the electric sign that they're posting on?
I asked Chuck about that, and he said that he talked to someone from the state, Mark, maybe, I'm not sure, but that signage and all that is up to the state. We don't have anything to do
With that.
with that. Well, we thought we did originally, but they take that all on
So
themselves.
we talked quite a bit about this before. Are we still gonna proceed to put the sign way down by the red light hill so that people don't drive all the way out to Gageville and find out that it's actually closed and have to turn around? We talked several times.
We did talk about it, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be easy coming the other way, because they're gonna see it closed coming from Saxon
You won't
River.
have a choice.
You won't have a choice, but coming from Bellows Falls, you could come all the way out and then realize, especially a truck, you got no place to turn around.
Right.
We'll have to have another discussion on that.
I can
Talk to
have,
Chuck.
I'll have Chuck talk to that.
Especially a sign that where it allows the trucks to turn around before they get that far and they can't turn around.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, moving on to new business. Excuse me, assistant treasurer appointment.
Hi, Cassandra Padigo, your treasurer, and I would like to formally appoint Allison Bigwood as my assistant treasurer. We have discussed, and I believe she's going to accept my appointment.
Okay.
And I will send a formal letter. I can drop it off tomorrow at the town hall.
Okay. Do we need to make a motion or accept that?
I honestly,
I don't think so.
I think that's your prerogative, who you will hire. I
Right.
really do.
Okay.
I really think you can. I mean,
From what I've read, you don't have to
no.
Okay.
do anything.
It totally comes out of your budget, same
Yeah.
as the money and all that, you control that and if.
But it's good to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Okay. As long as we're not missing something, that's what I just
If
wanted.
you come back with a letter or something saying that she is accepting it, then we can put it as a,
Yeah, we'll
in
put
the,
it,
in the title, in our, on it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. That's it.
Very good. All right, thank you. Town meeting debrief discussion. I just wanted to have that on there to quickly talk about what took place there. I thought it went pretty good, considering. We had a couple of questions, and I don't remember who brought them up towards the end, but that voting at town hall was crowded, which I would tend to agree with that, and we should look at where we're gonna vote next time. And candidates for different positions, you don't know who you're voting for. Well, typically, you would know that at town meeting before you vote the next Tuesday. So I think, so long as I'm around, hopefully 2023 will be a back to normal location, voting, kind of the whole deal. So I would agree to both those counts. There it is.
Not going backwards.
Yeah. That's all I had on town meeting. I don't know if anybody else had any suggestion, question, statement, anything else. Otherwise, I thought it went pretty well.
Whoever we got the mic from.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Yes.
Sorry, Nancy.
Nancy Dalzell. I have a suggestion, and that is try to anticipate questions that are going to be asked. There were some questions there that.
No, I agree, and I don't know how you anticipate. How do you anticipate that? Like,
Well, you go pretty much line by line
Yeah.
in the budget.
Chuck?
So I was wondering if people that have questions that know they're gonna have, everybody looks at their town report, they know they're gonna have questions. Wouldn't it be handy if maybe they asked them before the meeting, if they were really serious, they really wanted an answer, to give the select board a chance to give them that answer? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's possible.
It would be ideal.
It would be ideal,
It'll
and it's
never
totally
happen, but it
possible. I
would
mean,
be ideal.
I've done it myself before I would ever work for the town. I've read the town report and gone, geez, you know, I'm totally going blindsided with this question, just to be an asshole.
Well,
Because I've thought of that.
Especially if it's a very specific question that you're gonna have to dig for an answer for, like.
No, whatever, but I've done it. So I'm just saying that totally, I could have before come to a select board meeting and said,
Yeah.
You know, to defend
To warn
ourselves, this was a screwy one because, I won't use your words. He asked a question that wasn't there, and when he kept asking the question, I'm going, what is he looking at? I can't find out what he's looking at. Well, then he came apologizing, oh, I had the wrong one. I'm going, okay, because I was starting to put it together going, I don't see this, I don't see that, I don't see that. You gotta give me a few minutes. If he had actually looked at the right one, he never would have asked that question.
right, and I'm not talking about anything in particular, I'm just in general, like over the years.
Yeah.
Years past, like, totally, like you could say, all right, this is a question that we're gonna bring up.
And I don't have any problem as long as somebody says line item here, I can follow. But like you said, when he said it, and I'm looking at it, it is not there. I don't have a clue what he's asking. I felt like a fool. Because I'm going like, what, I got the wrong report? Am I missing this something? I don't understand where he's coming up with this. So, but it was, because it was such a basic question, because we had that discussion. Articles, are they included or not included? And I'm going like, last I knew we did it the way I thought we did it, you know? But,
You guys also got blindsided by a member of your board resigning right before a member of your town manager resigning, so.
Yeah.
In your defense, I feel like you guys got hit by a lot of questions that might have been answered more clearly had the town hall not had so much going on prior to the town meeting.
For sure.
it was our first time where we were working on a different, because we had taken the highway out, we were looking at those numbers. That report, every year, I've been here a long time, always bugged me because that's, to us, 3 years old. You know, that was what happened in the past, this is what we're asking for the future, but we're in the year, and I'm always looking the year we're in. And you have to realize that, wait a minute, I gotta go back and study what happened and what we're asking for, and not what we're in. And that's why every year that moving the money from one year, it skips another, it gets so confusing on it. And that's the ones I always try to at least study on. So I thought we did a pretty good job outside of not looking.
There's no way anybody's gonna know every little last detail.
Art Lettieri did.
Well, he's dead,
Oh.
All right,
sorry.
Moving on.
moving on. Planning grant discussion.
Yes, I'm bringing that back up to you folks from
Okay.
the last time I spoke of it. You folks are gonna have to sign off on this, but the wording that caught me was your commitment to match funds, and it was signed off by you. If you look at the paperwork, it was signed off by you, but if you wanted the planning board to use their own funds, they have $1,700, which they had said that they had in their budget was, they needed 13. So if you want to sign off on this grant today, I'll send it off. Am I making sense?
No.
Okay,
No,
they said-
and
Who'd
wait,
you
I
sign?
don't have anything in the packet, so I have no clue what you're
Okay.
talking about.
So last meeting, I brought up this
You did.
planning grant,
You did,
but what had caught me by it stopping you folks from signing it was the commitment to match funds with what they're gonna give, the grant's gonna give the town, or the planning commission to do this feasibility study. The paperwork came back to me, I inquired, the paperwork came back to me, there was a questionnaire, I believe was filled out by Barry Shamus, the chair, and it was signed off by everybody on the board.
Yep.
And it stated, I had it highlighted, the money that they said they had in their budget would pay for the matched funds. And you can see by the highlighted area I did on this page, they have the funds. So,
This is the 500, the 500, and the 320.
yes,
Okay, is it coming out of those?
it'll come out of planning, we just gotta leave their clerk money there.
I don't think you need us to give you permission. If they decide they want to do it, they can do it.
But I didn't want you folks to sign the grant, the actual grant paper,
Until you get,
until I found out where the money was coming from.
so you need a motion for us to go ahead and sign that?
Yes.
How do I make that motion when you got it in your hand?
Thank you for bringing it to our attention though
Yes.
before.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve the amendment resolution for the municipality planning grant. And that we, hang on, that we all sign it.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the planning commission's grant. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Yeah, we passed.
It says legislation body name and the signature,
No,
so,
just the other side,
yeah, on the backside.
the back side, just go right down the line and sign. You sign first, Carol.
But it's actually, it must be once it printed the signature, because it's a double line.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We can move on to D, cemetery commission update.
That was me again.
Okay.
Said I'd find out about that. In extensive conversations and reading the material that Chris Potter gave to me, you probably don't want a commissioner, you probably want a commission. And normally throughout towns, it's 3 members of the select board, that's the commission, but then you have your sextons underneath that. So Chris Potter and Norm Wright, I think Norm Wright is still in West, as the sexton. I haven't called him yet. But it would basically give you folks that you hire the people that are gonna mow, the hillside, I think it's hillside that mows. You would be in charge of that part, but the sexton part would be, of course, the stones and things would be Chris.
Yeah.
So that was his recommendation, is that you pick 3 folks on your out of you to be the commission and not have a commissioner.
So we got the section, the commissioner, assistant commissioners, but there is one that's a commission and one. So I'm assuming you're saying assistant commissioners, you can have more than one is Norm Wright.
This was last time we met, you were looking for a cemetery commissioner.
Well, according to this sheet, it's Chris Potter, but I don't.
Chris Potter.
What? What happened?
I don't know.
Chris Potter's the sexton.
But he's suggesting not having a commissioner, having a
Commission
commission.
that would be your board,
Yep,
and that you're already signing off on needs for the cemetery.
yep, yep.
You're already signing off on, or you're looking at the bids for who wants to do the mowing. And then Chris takes on the rest of the stuff that you folks don't have to be worried about. Make sense?
So we eliminate some of these other titles that are on here? All right. No. wonder if we could come back
Okay,
and adjust this line, so
No
get rid
hurry.
of the ones.
Yeah.
Ask Chris to get rid of the ones that he doesn't want anymore and put it in, and then we
Okay.
can actually make it and
Okay.
move it. Does that make sense?
I did ask Kelly too, to send this to the Secretary of State, as there may be some things that we don't necessarily need to have, like a wear of coal or like whatever.
Yeah.
To just see if there's something that we can get rid of. It's hard enough to find volunteers when you maybe don't even need that volunteer. So I don't know if she heard back from them, I'm assuming.
No, I know you have to go in front of the voters to get it back off, that's why we never did it. But
Yeah.
we could put it back on and go to the voters and say, can we get rid of those? and get
Right,
that approved?
right. Okay, so we're gonna table commission until the next meeting. And we'll come up with the 3 people. I'll do that then. Anything else on cemetery commission?
thank you.
Select board member appointment discussion. Letters of interest. I do have letters of interest here. I guess I can read them aloud, or how do we want to do that?
We passed the date and we accept names, right?
Yep, the 29th was the date.
Yep.
So we have one from Roger Farnsworth. I am writing you with interest of joining the board to fill the remainder of the term for the open seat. I've owned and operated an excavation company as well as worked for various excavation companies over the years. I believe I can bring great experience in the business and construction world to help make smart decisions for the town. I've lived in Westminster my whole life, and I would appreciate the opportunity to give back to my community by finishing out the term for the open seat. We have one from Dan Crocker. This letter is for the purpose of expressing interest to fill the vacated select board seat for the town of Westminster. I'm a longtime resident of Westminster. I run and own Sideland Sugar Bush in Westminster West. Please consider me to fill this vacancy. Thanks, Dan. I have one from Paul Bannock. I submit this letter of interest to serve the vacant select board position. I am a resident of 48 years in Westminster. I have family ties to Westminster on my mother's side, the Metcalfs. Previous service to the town includes the Fire Rescue Department, Recycling Committee, and Solid Waste Committee. I also served in a 3-year seat on the Select Board in 2013 to 2016. During that time, the Select Board saw an interim town manager, a lengthy search for a new town manager, choosing new health care plans for town employees, and a complete loss of listers staff, and completing new contracts for the town solid waste and recycling curbside pickup to comply with new state laws. I'm currently serving as chair of the ARPA committee. My intent is to serve the duties of the select board in the town of Westminster. Signed, Paul Bannock. And we have one from Murray Krugman. Having lived in Vermont for 4 decades, half in town with extensive legal, corporate, and negotiating training, I would be happy to be considered for the position of interim select board member. And that's what we have. I didn't anticipate making any decisions tonight. These are what we have to choose from, but I don't believe we have to choose from this list and list only.
Correct.
So, I think for that item, we'll table that until the next meeting, and we can make a decision then
Just one person we got.
on that, unless anybody objects to that.
I think the only thing we've discussed in the past is, do we give each one a chance to come and address the board, or we can, I don't know, that's, every time I've done it, it's been different.
Yeah. That's all I had on that. Executive session, do we need that tonight, or? It's up to me. I don't have necessarily a reason to have one.
Okay. We originally had a reason, but really most of that reason went away, so.
Correct. Yep.
So we don't have to have one.
I think we're all right for tonight.
We're gonna disappoint people because the meeting's so quick. Yeah, I don't see anybody crying and say, well, I wanna stay longer, so, yeah.
Very good.
All right, then we'll move on to boards, committees, and commissions. If we have anything for that? I have nothing for that. Other business. I do have one other business. I have an email from Alma Beals thanking the select board for awarding her Citizen of the Year.
That was nice, Alma, she was so happy.
Good. I had asked Kelly about what we had available for paving monies.
Yeah.
And she left me a note that she forgot to put it in there, but that you did have that information. And we're just looking, Chuck and I were looking for that number to see what we had to work with and if it made sense to.
Which fiscal year are we talking? One we're in?
Yeah.
The one we're going into?
I have a negative balance of $1,700, $1,739.07.
In this fiscal year?
I'm not blaming you.
First of fiscal year.
Right,
It's time to unpay some notes.
Okay.
so, that slammed pretty good, but it was paid for. And you were actually in the, over budget by $269,000. But moving monies to the way we can.
We had a grant.
And you had a grant, so you're only in the negative $1,700.
Okay. But then we're heading July 1st, we're going to the next fiscal
Yeah.
year. That's the one you're just totally responsible for.
Do you have that 23 number in front of you by chance?
23?
For the year we're going into?
Oh. I'm sorry.
It's all about.
I think it's is it 153, something like that?
Yes, I was just gonna say, I think so.
Give or take.
But now Ally knows what the select board feel like when we're at town meeting and they ask the question and you weren't thinking of it, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's all I had for other business, unless anybody else had anything.
Just real quick, Ally just brought up a good point that I'm gonna call tomorrow over the bank just so that she can get put on the accounts. Prior, I had needed a select board member to also just vouch that that is an authorized
Okay.
procedure. So if somebody wanted to call over to Katie in the morning and just tell her that.
I can call over there.
Yeah.
I wonder if I got a call only because I'm still there and why do I have to still be there?
You're not gonna be there.
Also, did we find a token?
Good question.
I never had a token.
I never,
He doesn't know what it is.
I never had token
Probably
either.
fair.
Yeah. So what we're gonna have to do is, maybe we'll put a beeper on it, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. With this now, I will be able to get the token from Chip, and we'll have a conversation with Katie about the other one.
Did
While you're
someone
there,
reach
you're
out to
gonna-
Paul Harlow?
Hmm?
Did you reach out to Paul Harlow? Didn't you think that's who had it?
Chip has Paul Harlow's, and I know that because it has my keychain on it.
And what happened to the one that was in Russ's desk?
It's not in Russ's desk.
That's the one you're looking for, I think, isn't it?
MIA.
And when you're over there, you're gonna take my name off of,
Yes.
basically, you're gonna take my place.
Yes, the paperwork's gonna go, yes.
No.
Are you gonna call her first thing in the morning? Or like what-
Yeah, if someone wanted to just give her a call and let her know.
Okay, yep,
Yeah.
I will.
We may need minutes of the meeting.
Of this one.
Should be able
Jeez,
to review it on Back TV tomorrow morning.
I don't believe so, only because I walked over there and she didn't have any of the rights.
She's just ready to pass her.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't think, I think you're gonna be fine. This is the one she's gonna ask this for her.
Yeah, and then, yeah,
As long as
working
she says
relationship.
it's her total freedom to do it.
Okay. Any other business at this time?
My name is Fran
Hi, Fran?
Renault. I am curious, when Russ was here, he used to send us the agendas,
Mhm.
a bunch of us. Can we start getting them again?
So, when Russ was here, we we had information sent out in those packets at that time. I deemed, Kevin and I kind of talked about this with amongst ourselves, but some of the information, some was confidential, I felt like, and some was sensitive. I wouldn't say it was confidential, but like
Delinquent taxes.
Yeah.
delinquent taxes, things like that, things of that nature.
Right.
And the staff downstairs is working a lot of time, and I felt like it was asking more, because more and more people wanted the packets.
All it takes is one email.
But she had to separate. Do you mind, Chair?
No, you know what's going on
So-
down there more than I do.
With the sensitive information, a lot of things are in town are public knowledge, of course. But there's things that the select board need to see, that they have to look at and decide, or they're gonna table it, or they're gonna act on it. We don't know. That's their job. So she would have to separate those packets, and then there's a whole list of people that, it's the select board, then there's a whole list of other people, and Kelly, I mean, she's busy. So if you
We are
can get
posting,
the agenda on, you can get the agenda online.
Right.
And then the packets are here.
right, I'm gonna say, you can still go on, we're still posting online so
Yes.
that you can click on and there's the agenda on it. And so that's really all our duties are,
Right,
to just list everything that we're gonna bring up at that meeting. The details of it, we could put that into the package the last minute as you walked in the door, or
right.
somebody could come and hand it to, and somebody can come back and say, I didn't get that. Well, it's because that people that we invited to discuss that brought that information. So it wasn't in the package, so yeah.
And I just want to clarify, I don't think anything was malice in sending anything out. I think it was a mistake, and mistakes are made, but that's the route we decided to take at this point.
I always got the packets, and I never got anything on delinquent taxes.
I didn't either.
I did.
Okay, well,
I don't think I think there may have been separate. I know that both of your names were not on the group of things that I was on. In fact, those people up on the screen, they also received the same packet that I did, but maybe there were different packets or something.
Well, there's probably different email threads, but that just adds to the
yeah,
confusion.
I'm not sure. In order to quell it completely, we just decided that's where we're gonna go from here. I don't think there's any other towns around us do that, as far as send packets out to everybody. But that's the route we've gone.
Thank you.
I don't know if that answers your question, but
It does.
anybody else? Seeing nothing, date of the next meeting, May 25th, 2022. I would take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
1 second.
Made and seconded, all those in favor? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah.
Ayes have it.
I'll read my